Morning, guys. Welcome to Coffee Chat. Mm-hmm. Mm. Boy, is that ever delicious. I'll tell you what. Mm-hmm. Man alive. Guys, some major deals are going on in this digital asset space, and there is zero doubt of where we're going. The Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, guys, just in the last 24 hours has sent out a notification that they have approved banks to hold on to crypto assets. But, guys, to hold those crypto assets so that they can pay the network fees on crypto protocols and networks. What does that tell you right there? Guys, if they are going to allow all these banks to hold these digital assets for the purpose of paying fees on networks, then that means that these banks are using these digital networks. Did you hear that? How many times have we heard that, oh no banks are going to be using crypto, and especially not XRP, and on and on and on. Guys, you cannot make this up. You can literally see the entire infrastructure for this new system. The rails are being laid down as we speak. This is a big time deal right there. Yep. And guys, we are waiting on another announcement, aren't we, out of the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency? And that is Ripple's application for a banking license. I don't think a lot of people really have fully thought how impactful all this is, and especially Ripple getting that banking license. Guys, Ripple gets the banking license. Do you know what they get access to? They get access to all the Federal Reserve rails and everything that goes with it. They get access to all the major players of all the big banks as they are. Now, we know that Ripple right now is working big time in unison with a lot of these major banks around the world. SBI, Santander, of course, Bank of America, and on and on and on. And so for folks that come out and try to fill you and I with all this FUD that, oh no, this isn't happening, you're not going to see it, Ripple's not working here, XRP isn't going to be used, it is hogwash, guys, utter hogwash. And here to just nail this point home so you know that I'm not just blowing hot air, just check this little image out right here of the title of that article where I'm seeing it. Now, guys, I'm going to put the full article right down there in the description of the video. You can read it for yourself in black and white. We are watching a major shift and transition happen right before our very eyes. History, guys, it is being made. It is being made. And a lot of folks right now, of course, just stuck on the price of XRP, are going to absolutely get decimated. Why? They're focusing on the wrong thing. Think about this. I want you to consider something. Right now, we are using a measurement criteria, the dollar, to, ascribe value, XRP, to an asset that we believe is going to even replace the very measurement criteria that we're using. Does that make any kind of sense whatsoever? When you're thinking, wow, when XRP is $1,000, oh, when XRP is $10,000, really? I mean, come on. When XRP is at $1,000, it might not even be a dollar, guys. Think about that. You got to start thinking of the value, and the value is in the protocol, and it's going to create generational wealth. I absolutely 100% believe that, and that is my 100% biased opinion as well. And I'll throw this down too, guys. When you're thinking about you're looking at the day-to-day price, of course, you're thinking of it in terms of, okay, well, what can that do for me right now? Right? I mean, when we think of, a dollar, it's what a dollar can buy you. Well, when all these folks come down and they'll say something like, well, when XRP is $100 or $1,000, well, let's say it takes 3 to 5 years for XRP to get to $1,000. What's $1,000 going to be worth 3 or 5 years from now? Are we talking today's dollars? No, we're not. It is another big time deal that you want to think about. In fact, that's why I believe XRP will see some monumental numbers, guys, because the reality is what will one XRP buy you is going to blow the doors off of what $1 will buy you. How about that? In fact, probably more than what $100 will buy you. That's where I see the value long term. But when we get an announcement out of the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency, like we just saw, and you start to see that these banks, because guys, when you see stuff like that, why would they issue that out there? Well, because internally, guys, my guess is they've been getting some, inquiries from these banks about, hey, what's the rules? What's the game plan? What's the playing field here? Because they're already there, guys. They're already there. You wouldn't need permission to do something if nobody had an interest in doing it. Think right there. Wow, wow, wow. And guys, having said all that, we know that all these ETFs are coming out really fast now. I thought the Franklin Templeton was being issued yesterday, but it didn't. In fact, I think now it's going to be on the 24th. But between now and the end of November, there is going to be a truckload of these things put out there. And there are some TA guys out there saying, listen, a lot of people are going to miss out on this massive explosion that's going to come, because what will end up happening is that pent up demand, as we see these contracts being sold, all of these, securities. In fact, I just spoke with a coaching client the other day, and they put a truckload into some XRP ETF. And when you think about that, it was the Canary one, but when you think about that, guys, that is just one small group. There's going to be so much demand. In fact, JP Morgan has put out they did some survey, and $8.9 billion of demand for XRP ETFs. That's why you got something like, 11 or 12 of them all going after the same market, because, guys, the pie is so big, there's going to be room for everybody to get a big fat slice, and that's why they're doing it. Well, that right there should tell you and I where we are in terms of what our, where we're holding on to our XRP. Guys, it's stuff like that that make me just as bullish can be, and absolutely understanding how this market is being played. You and I, they are playing us, guys. They're playing us like fiddles. They went and talked their book. Oh, how it's not being this and that. While in the background, they set themselves up to literally gobble it up like crazy. Do you know everyone who's capitulating now for everybody selling? Think about it. Someone else has to be buying. What's in the mind of the guy buying up and gobbling up all that fear? Are they terrified? No, they're not. They're thinking of where this thing is going to fly. And do you know who's doing all the buying? Guys, it's the whales. And your fear, you are just literally, it's like feeding chum to sharks. They are gobbling it up. And that's why I'm always out here encouraging you. Don't let them, do that to you. Rob you of an amazing future. So many people it has happened to. Don't let that be you. That's why I'm out there saying, get to understand the psychology of the market. Get to go out there and do, research what's going on behind the scenes, because I read article after article after article, and I try to come out and share with you some of the best material that I can find, that would really encourage you to be motivated to get out there and genuinely research it. I really hope that I've done that. That's for sure. And on top of that, of course, we have our coaching. And by the way, I only have 5 spots left, and that's for the last week in November. They just go like that because you know what, guys? Folks are out there and they want to get themselves strategic. Now, I have met with some amazing people in the space just in the last little while. Got a bunch of coaching clients today, and if you're one of them, we are going to have an amazing time going over some fantastic, and I mean detailed information. It's way more than what most people think, that is for sure. And guys, it is where you and I meet for that 1 hour over Zoom, face to face. And we take a look at your portfolio, make sure that is balanced towards your goals. We absolutely help you to point out and identify how you can learn to see how the psychology of this market works, and share with you some amazing techniques that are really going to make a difference in this space for you. That's for certain. And so guys, if it interests you, like I say, you visit me at thedigitaloutlook.com. Get yourself on the calendar. But I'll tell you what, massive things are happening in this space, guys. And when I read that article, I was practically blown away to hear that announcement. At first, I thought I was going to, see something there about Ripple, but we know that that's coming. I absolutely believe that Ripple's going to get their banking license, and it is going to be wild. But the fact that you've got the Office of the Comptroller of the Currency actually coming out and giving direction to banks that they can hold digital assets for the purposes, guys, of using those to pay the fees on digital asset networks. That tells you everything you need to know about where we're going, because all the banks are going to be on board big time and using it. Otherwise, you wouldn't need that kind of direction, would you guys? Right there. How about that? Boy, I'm really liking this coffee today. I don't know, but it's just delicious. Guys, so much absolutely amazing stuff happening in this space. And by the way, this Friday, we are having a second town hall in our mastermind. And I have just sent out, emails to all of my coaching clients and things like that. So please let me know if you got it, because I'll tell you what, I've used a new server there where I can send these things, and hopefully they've all arrived in your inbox. If not, check in your spam folders and stuff like that, because it may end up in there. But needless to say, guys, it is going to be fabulous. And we have got, right down there in the description of this video is the link to join the mastermind and all that. So guys, cannot wait to see you in there, because there are some big time deals that we're going to be putting out in there, and not just, a little bit here and there. Guys, we are really trying to add some super value to the community in a big and a powerful way. So I'll tell you what, until later on today, when we'll have another fantastic video for you guys, have a fabulous one and take care.